What's going on, you guys? So, one of the sites that I randomly visit is HPS Simulations. Now, these guys have been around since I think the 90s. I remember visiting this when I was, back still in middle school. So, going through this here, they have a new developer, and it's Paul Bruffel. So, we have John Tiller, now we have Paul Bruffel, and he came out with a series of new games. One of them I chose to look at, which is Marching Eagles Waterloo. And this game looks kind of interesting. It looks similar to John Tiller, but it's not also. So we got like the intro here. And then here we got, all right, Marching Eagles Waterloo recreates those fateful days in June 1815 when the fate of Europe and even the world hung in the balance. Using an easy to grasp but hard to master area based combat system, players command the French, British, Prussian, and Allied forces that participated in the battles that culminated in Napoleon's final defeat. So, as you can see, it's like, as they said, an area based, it's not hex based battle simulation here. And so the point of this is like, you're going to move these three units. You can move them to this hex, you can move them to that hex, or you can move them to that hex. I mean, not hex, area, whatever. It kind of reminds me of Matrix Games Drive on Moscow and Battle of the Bulge, which is another game that they have, those kind of systems. All right. So, Marching Eagles Waterloo is a division brigade level game. Players manage their force on the area map of each of the actions, then commit them to attacks. However, players are limited in a number of units which they can be given orders each turn, which gives a realistic feel of the limits of command that leaders faced and that frustrated them in real life. The optional use of event cards and tactical battle orders further allow users to customize their experience. In the same way that fate caused Napoleon to lament on its intervention with these option, players will experience it directly for themselves. Yet fate is ever present on the battlefield and constantly stressing even in the best laid plans. Woe to the commander who is inflexible or that is hanging on a thread of hope. Fate, as Napoleon found out, is unforgiving. So this is an idea of those draw cards. I don't know how I feel about the limits in the amount of orders you can give out, to give that limits of command that leaders faced. I feel like there's other ways you can kind of give that immersion, that kind of feeling to players without having to restrict them and say, well, you can move this unit but can't move that unit. You know, you have a stash for that. You're like, you have like 20 riders. Like, I want you to go him. I want you to go him. I want you to go him. And then, you can facilitate, like, one horse breaks down, the rider never got there, so you have to send another one. Things like that you can, simulate rather than just saying you can't issue more than 5 orders. Game provides scenarios for each of the battles of the campaign, both historical and hypothetical. And it comes with a scenario and OOB editor, so that's good. It's PPM, that's good. And it's $25, which is not too bad. Not too bad at all. What is this? Hmm. And I guess this is where you can kind of get an idea of unit quality, right? The units that you have, the 88th Regiment, the 34th Regiment, limits, quality, strength. So it goes based upon numerical figures. So strength is not 4,500 men, it's probably 1 to 10. It's like this unit has a strength of 3, while this unit has a strength of 4. I'm not that crazy about games like that. I like actual numbers. Gain 1 command point. The maps seem pretty huge, though. I do like that. Look at that. That's a pretty huge. I like that. Oh, I really like that. And the map, is nicely detailed. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I might actually pick this up and see what this is all about. But I figured I just want to share with you guys, this is a new developer on the scene for HPS. So these are more like Grognard level games. Be sure to check it out and let me know what you think.